Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, 8th of August. Great to have you all here with me. And today we are once more for one more talk. And today's talk it is book Living Spring, message 122. The title is Let Us Understand One Another. Let us understand one another. Okay. So while people joining us, let's raise up our thoughts towards our mentors. Let's connect ourselves with our mentors of Cardiac Radio, of Spiritist Society of Ireland. Ask them to enlighten ourselves, to take care of ourselves, giving us the strength, giving us courage in order to move on, in order to overcome the barriers we need to face every day. So, first things first, let's let's hold a conversation on the title of this message. Let us understand one another. When we think let us understand one another, it means we need to reach a deal, we need to reach an agreement. Reach an agreement, we reach a kind of peace. It's kind of a peace treaty. And when we settle peace treaty, it means either all goals have been reached or you gave up of something, your the other part gave up about something, and then we are happy with the final result. And this is where we have problems because most of us we are not ready to give up of our goals or whatever we have built. Most of us are not happy to keep going and accept some losses. We sometimes keep trying, and always expecting different results. And this is not what we want. This is not what we figured out. But the main point here for us is up to which level would you give up to become not a better person, to be in peace. That's the word, to be in peace. What is happening in your life because you are fighting for something and perhaps only you are the believer. Many people says to you, "Oh, don't do it," but you keep trying. This is either good or bad because if you keep it trying, you may reach what you want, of course, at which cost. If you give up too early without trying, and always you're gonna have that that feeling in your mind. Oh, I should be waiting a little bit more. We are made of choices. We have choices every day. Since we open our eyes, at the moment we close our eyes to go to bed, we have choices. You have choices to be a better person. You have a choice to not get annoyed. You have a choice to go early to bed. You have a choice to get up a little bit early. You have choice to be healthy. You have choice to be not healthy. So always is a choice. Always we do have choices. And if you want to achieve your goals, your everything you have in your mind in order to move on is at which cost? Let's see what Emmanuel says to us. So, message 122, let us understand one another. And the passage in the Bible is for Pentecost 4:8. But above all, ardently love one another. There are no bigger or smaller endeavors. All of them are important. So, what I said, our goals are important. Doesn't matter if it is good or not for us, but this is what we believe. This is good for. This is important for us. One person is respected due to the laws her or she passes. Another is admired because of his or her deeds, but neither the legislator nor the hero could stand out if not for the humble labor of the farmer who sows the field, or without the anonymous effort of the sweeper who cleans the public street. Sorry, I'm coughing today. Let me try to drink. Sorry for that. Therefore, do not isolate yourself in the pride with which you think you are better than everyone else. So keep trying, keep persisting in our dreams, in our goals, in our achievements is health. It is health, but it's healthy up to a certain point. And the tricky thing is to identify when, where is this point? Up to when I need to resist, up to where I should hold. These are questions I don't have the answer. I believe you do not have the answer. But what we can say is at which cost you are holding this. Are you harming someone? Are you overstepping someone? Are you causing problems, more problems than it should be? All these questions you need to answer. All these questions must have an answer. And depends on the answer, you will find if you need to keep going on this path or you should rethink and start a plan B. The community is a team that serves creating the wealth of experience. And we must not forget that the harmony of that living mechanism depends on us. When we are able to spread the stimulus of our understanding and collaboration to all, respecting the importance of our own endeavor and the excellence of other peoples as well, the earth will be renewed on its road to perfect happiness. So we always need to think about the other. We need to understand that my rights finish when starts the other person rights. There is no overlapping. It sees there. And when it sees there, we need to accept that the other also do have some rights. Are you respecting those rights? Are you okay with that? How you deal with that? This is important to understand because if you're keeping insisting in doing it, in getting everything at any cost, This is this tiny, tiny, very tiny situation in which we are being more selfish than we want to. I'm not saying you need to give up of your dreams. You need to always to okay. No, what I'm saying here is you need to understand the situation. You need to understand how many people you are affected with your decision. Are those effects good or bad? Are those effects will you allow them to grow or not? Because take a decision and momentarily is bad for them, but in a long term they will see that what that was the best decision. We change the concept. It's like when you go to your child to a grocery shop. You need to say many times no, 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 no. And this no is because one, because you have no money to pay an extra thing. This no could be because they're picking all these artificial things, sugar things, and you are just looking for their health. So the no at that moment was bad for the kid. But in a long term, they will see, oh, thankfully, my mom and dad said no because today I do not have a kind of, I don't need to treat myself against diabetes. So this is something we need to understand very clear. This is something we need to be very bright in our mind. What we want for ourselves, what is the boundary between the good and the nice. Let's keep reading here. But for that happen, we must reciprocally devote ourselves to one another with ardent fraternal love. Let us love our position in the social order, no matter how humble or rudimentary it may be, lending our best efforts to the good, to progress, and to education. We will be understood according to our understanding. So if you have patience, if you listen people, if you give a good example, likely you'll be treated in the same way. Likely you'll be listened in the same way. If you don't listen your children, if you don't listen people who are surrounding you, you are kind of blind and deaf on your proposal, on your goal, reaching it at any cost. It's a problem. It is a problem. If you don't have plan B, it is a problem. Let us see our neighbor embodied in his or her effort, and our neighbor will see us embodied in our endeavors. Let us reach out to those around us, and they will be respond with the best they have. The most precious capital of life is that of goodwill. Let us use goodwill, and our life will be enriched with blessings and joys, today and always, whatever we may be. So, what Emmanuel says here to us is, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends how you look at this, bad things will happen to us. And these bad things, at the moment, it is a bad thing, but in the future, may not. We need those bad things in order to call our attention to say, hey, what's going on here? Where I'm taking this, where I'm doing here. These are moments in which we need to evaluate what we want for ourselves, what we want for the people surrounding us, because don't forget, we do have, we do have problems. And always we have problems. Most of us, unfortunately, we grow in the moments when we have problems. We grow because we need to go out of our comfort zone, seeking for advices, seeking for alternatives to sort out our problem, but without understanding the others, without understanding the aiming for that group. Do you think it's worth to try? Think about it. Everything must be flow correctly. Everything has good things and bad things. Everything you have a half cup and you need to decide if you look this cup is half empty or this cup is half full. It's your choice. It's your approach. And only you can do it for you. You can make have advices from your friends, from family, from whatever people, but the final decision is yours. If you are being influenced by someone else and you take that person decision, and even though it happens because you receive uh, advice from someone and you say, okay, I take this, it's not their fault, it's your fault because you decided to take the advice. You decided to move on. You decide to take that to another step. It's you. The final decision is yours. If you are letting everybody, if you feel you are being a kind of puppet in someone's hands, is because you are allowing to do it. You always have a choice, but sometimes the choices you have is not what you have in your mind. It is not what you want for yourself. Okay? Think about it, my friends. Think about it. Think about how we will treat our neighbors, how they can contribute for my evolution. Bad moments will come, yes, of course, but how are you going to face it then? Are you supporting your friends? Are you supporting your neighbors? Are you supporting your family? Or you just say, oh, it's not me, I don't care. Depend the approach. And you need to deal with the consequences. Either it's a good consequences or bad consequences. It's up to you. You are free to choose. Nobody's putting a gun on your head and say, do it now. There is no such a gun, but there is lack of patience. The exercise needs to move on. We need to train in order to always see what's happening around us, what's going on around us. How can I collaborate? Up to where I can go? Up to when I should keep trying? It's up to me in the consequences. Think about it, my friends. Think about it. But we need to agree with everyone, at least with the people who are surround us, because it's easy. We already have an affection. We already have a kind of and a kind of synergy Think about it. Okay. Okay. So today the message is very short. I left this recorded because I have an appointment and I cannot commit with today's live. But I leave a fresh one recorded here, so we're not using past ones. But don't forget, at 8:30 we do have our healing course, our healing on YouTube. Just go to YouTube page, Spiritual Society of Ireland page, and 8:30 you'll see the link there. Also, we do have um, uh, a course starting September about mediumship and spirituality. It's given by Spiritual Society of Ireland Federation and State of São Paulo Spiritist Federation. Uh, this is a good course, and they should encourage everyone to be there. Every Wednesday we do have our course. Now is Heaven and Hell. Uh, on Tuesday we do have the live, and this upcoming Sunday, we will have our gathering. I will have a service in Dublin. Okay, if you don't have the address, just go to Google page, type there Spiritual Society of Ireland. They're gonna take you direct to there. Okay, so thank you, my friends. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your life. I'll be with you next Thursday. And I hope this message reach your hearts, reach your mind, and make sense for you. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and may God bless you all. Thank you. Bye bye.